Okay, good morning everyone. Today's presentation, I want to make an introduction about a person on Time 100, and her name is Naomi Osaka. And this is the sequence of my presentation. And first, I want to make a brief introduction about her life, and the second main part is mainly to discuss why she's on the list of Time 100, and that is the conclusion. And let's get into the introduction. And this is the brief background of Naomi, and she was born on October 16, 1997, in Osaka, Japan, and she is now 24 years old. And she is a professional tennis player representing Japan, and she is also biracial. She was born to a Japanese mother and a Haitian father, and she was among the list of Time 100 for 3 straight years in 2019, 20, and 21. And Naomi's childhood role model were the Williams sisters. Naomi's father decided that her daughters were going to be the next Williams sister after he watched 1999 French Open when the Williams sister won the women's double championship at a really young age. And therefore, Osaka family moved to Florida for the sister to receive better training. And it's interesting that Naomi defeated Serena Williams at US Open 17 years later. And this is the timeline of her tennis career. She started playing tennis at age 3, and she got sponsorship and received formal training at age 9. And she went pro at 15 and started to attend many professional matches. And when she was 20, she beat her childhood idol Serena Williams to win the Grand Slam title. And the Grand Slams are the four most important tennis tournament in the world, and it's not that easy to win any one of these titles. And next year, she was ranked number one in the world, and now she is the richest female athlete of all time. And most of her incomes comes from brand endorsement in Japan and America. And let's get into the main part. What's her influence? And as mentioned earlier, there's absolutely no doubt about her tennis skill. But other than her tennis skill, I think the sportsmanship is also an important key to her achievement. Like in this game, Naomi cheers up her opponent Coco Gauff after winning this match, and he even invited Coco to interview together to express her feeling instead of crying alone. And the second one is that she kept racial injustice in the spotlight. And in 2020 US Open, she wore masks displaying the name of black people who were the victims of racial violence, and to she wear this mask to draw attention to racism in America. And she even put up her matches in order to support the Black Lives Matter. And the third reason is that she draw attention to mental health issues. And if you have ever watched her interview, you'll find that she's kind of shy and sensitive, and it's a lot of pressure for her to face to deal with that much pre- to deal with the interview every game. So she decided that she will not going to do any press during Roland Garros which is the French Open, because she felt that people often pay little attention on athletes' mental health problem. And I think it reminds us that even though athletes are public figures, they are human beings just like us. And especially Naomi is only 20, it's a lot of pressure for her to deal with that much pressure. And I think it's a brave act because it influenced many other athletes to focus on their mental health problem instead of winning a game. Like Simon Biles, who withdrew Olympics last year because of her mental health. And the conclusion, why she's so influential. I think it's her on-court success plus her off-court activities, like she supports Black Lives Matter and she draw attention to mental health problem. And this is the model of Naomi Osaka. It's okay to not be okay. And I think that we are human beings. We don't have to pretend that we are strong. It's okay to not be okay. And if you want to know more about her, you can watch her story on Netflix. And I'll show you the clips that she interviewed with Coco Gauff.
Teams tonight to move into the Sweet 16.
Coco, this crowd absolutely loves you. Wipe those tears away. Tell us what Naomi told you at the net.
She told me that I did amazing and good luck, and then she asked if I could do the on-court interview with her, and I said no because I knew I was going to cry the whole time, but she encouraged me to do it.
You're only 15, Coco. This is your first U.S. Open in the main draw. What has the experience been like? And tonight playing against one of the very best in the world, number one, Naomi.
I mean, it was amazing. I mean, she did amazing, and I'm going to learn a lot from this match. And she's been so sweet to me, so thank you for this. Thank you.
I think this really shows her sportsmanship and that she is so kind and compassionate. She often thinks of others. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, I think so now we can start with any questions or comments. So feel free to speak. Maybe I can start with my question for Henry.
Okay.
Hi, Henry, I think you mentioned that so Naomi has been fighting against the kind of racial discrimination. She is also really dedicated to the BLM movement. So maybe you can just talk a bit more about what she has done to maybe improve the situation for the non-white people.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat your answer? I didn't get it really clear.
Okay, sure. So is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think you talk about how Naomi has been dedicating herself to improving the situation, right, of the non-white people. I think she also participated, right, in the BLM movement. So would you like to maybe talk a bit more about what she has done for the BLM movement?
Yes, and she, like I presented earlier, she wore masks displaying the name of those victims of racial violence, and she even go to the protests and she even withdrew withdrew her matches in order to protest for Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
She even go to the scene.
Okay. I thought that maybe she withdrew from the matches for a few times, also because she had some kind of mental breakdown.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So thank you for the answer. So can we also have another question or comment? So feel free to speak. So here we have the final round of a few presenters. Or do you have any question or comments from maybe Ken?
I think Henry did a great job on designing the presentation. I think this is the part that I have to improve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I do appreciate the graphic design of his presentation slides. Right. So thank you for the comment. So any others would like to offer questions or comments? Yes, Noreen.
As I know, Naomi is his parents is Japanese and American, and she can't speak Japanese, but she represent Japan to join the Olympic athletic race. So some Japanese think she is not good as a Japanese representative. How do you think about it?
I think it's not about the language. If you can speak Chinese, you can still represent Taiwan to play game for Taiwan. Like Dai Weici, he played basketball for Taiwan, but she doesn't really speak much Chinese.
Thank you, Nori. Yeah, I think it's a good question. And we know, I think Naomi doesn't seem to get a lot of support among the Japanese people. Yeah, but I think, so Henry gave us a good answer. Yeah, I think Davis is one good example. I think Davis has officially become a Taiwanese national right now, right? Yeah, he's officially a Taiwanese citizen as well. Yeah, I think he's a great player. He has very high team spirit. All right, good. So, any other question or comments for Henry? To speak, you don't need to raise hands. You can just turn on the mic and speak. Especially if you're a fan of this player or if you're interested in tennis, maybe you have some question or comment for Henry. Okay, if not, then let's give Henry a big hand, right? So thank you very much for the presentation.